Hello guys, today we will solve this room in TryHackMe extract. So I have started my attack box and the lab machine. Let's wait till it's boot up. Okay, so the challenge says the librarian rushed some final changes to the web application before heading off on holiday. In the process, they accidentally left sensitive information behind. Your challenge is to find and exploit the vulnerabilities in the application to extract these secrets. Okay, so yeah, let's see. Okay, it's done. So first thing first, we will run a nmap scan on our target machine. To do that, nmap is C for default script, is V for version enumeration and razor, and then IP address of our target machine, that is 135.40 48.135.40. Yeah, so let's run that and see which ports are open. Okay, so as we can see, there are two ports open, port 22 for SSH and port 80. HTTP server is running on that port, and as you can see in HTTP title, this is try book me online library. It is an Apache server. So let's take a look at that HTTP server running on port 80. Let's open our browser. HTTP 10.481.3540, I guess 135.40. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so online library level documents. So there are two documents present, dummy and lorem, and we can open these documents. Okay, so the first thing comes in mind, is there a way that we can upload our files there? But first let's take a look at the page source code. Okay, there is nothing much here except one thing. As you can see at the end, there is a script running, right? So open PDF and it takes an URL as argument, and then URL encodes that URL which we provide, and probably it opens that URL, right? So yeah, so the file that opens that URL is preview.php. So the first thing comes in mind is SSRF. Let's take a look. Okay, so first thing, let's run a directory enumeration using GoBuster, and then we will continue to look at the website for other things. Okay, so let's run in directory mode. 10.481.35.40 port 80, and the word list will be, I will use the Darby word list. You can use another word list, whichever you prefer. .txt, and we'll also look for if any extensions are present, like PHP, Python, or JS, or basic text. Yeah, let it run here, and let's check some other things. Okay, one thing I check whenever I visit a web application is the robots.txt file. Okay, so let's check that. Sometimes it contains some important information. Robots.txt, and the URL was not found. Okay, anything else? Now let's check if we have any cookies here. I don't think we will have any cookies because we did not log in inside that application. Let's open the network tab and see which requests are going. Yeah, as you can see, preview.php. Okay, so when we let's try to open this PDF, right? Dummy. Is it even recording? Here it is. Okay, so dummy. Okay, so when we try to open dummy, look what happens when in this request. Okay, you see there is a new request. Let's take a look at that request. This request is a get request to preview.php, and the URL is that URL of that PDF where it is stored. Okay, so let's confirm if we really have an SSRF. So okay, so here we found index.php, JavaScript management PDF, and preview.php, which is this request as we saw here. Let's take a look at these things. Okay, JavaScript management and PDF. Let's go. JavaScript. Okay, you don't have permission to access this resource. Okay, so I think there is a reverse proxy or firewall present that is restricting us. Let's go to management. Access denied. Okay, this is restricted, I think. And PDF. This is just an empty page. Okay, let's go back to our website. Okay, so let's check if we really have a SSR. Okay, so to do that, what we will do is we will create set up a listener. Okay, and then from this website we will try to connect back to our listener. If that is successful, then yeah, sure, we have a SSRF. So let's run a Python server. On port 1234, and here we should use barb for better, we can see better. Okay, so let's turn on barb, and we have to use barb we have to create a proxy. Let's create a proxy. Let's go to option, proxies. I don't know how to remove this big thing here. You know what, let's just minimize. Yeah, it works. So add proxy, title will be barb, hostname localhost, so 127.0.0.1, and port barb listens on 8080. So and then save. Yeah, let's wait until barb opens up. Okay, I'm going to pause the video because it's taking so long. Okay guys, sorry, my attack box just froze and automatically terminated, so I had to start over everything. Okay, so our barb is on now. Let's intercept every request, and as I said, our Python server is running on port 1234. If we can get a request there, then yeah, it's confirmed that we have a SSRF. Okay, so let's try to do that. Let's refresh this page. Okay, I think I have, yeah, barb. Let's turn on barb proxy and refresh this page. But file not found. What is wrong? I don't know what is wrong there. Let's try to, okay, intercept off. One three five. Nothing matches the given URL. HTTP 1048. Do I have to mention the port here? And why am I getting requests here? Okay, let's turn into this. What's happening? Let's try here. I don't know how every time I record a video I get like different problems which I did not face in while I was doing the rooming for first time. Whatever, let's do that. Is it because of this proxy? Oh yeah, it works, but I think, okay, I think I have messed up this proxy. Okay, let's check what did I do. How can I delete this? Okay, let's Oh yeah. So my bad. I put the port 1234, but it has to be 8080. That's why we are getting a request in our terminal. Our Python server was running there. Okay, let's save that. My bad, guys. I think. Okay, no. Okay. Yeah. Let's refresh now again. And yeah, we get request in our burp. Let's forward that. But I want to see that request. That is a preview.php, right? For that, let's we don't intercept this one. Forward. Okay, let's try to open our PDF here, and then yeah. Now as you can see, we get a request that is preview.php. This is our target. Okay, let's send it to repeater. Let's go to repeater, and now before doing anything with that, let's run our HTTP server. Okay, now let it run here, and let's see. So it is sending a URL. The URL parameter is different. We don't want this one. Okay, this one is for that dummy PDF. We will change this one to our Python server. Okay, to do that, we will do HTTP, and then our target machine IP, that is 10.48.87.72, and the port number, that is 1234. Okay, and then yeah, then we have to URL encode this thing. I forgot how to URL encode directly from here. Okay, let's say, I don't know, maybe this will work. Let's try to send this, and as you can see, we receive a connection in our Python server. So yeah, it is possible. SSRF is possible. Okay, so let's see what we can. How can we use this SSRF? Okay, uh, is there any other thing we found? No, we found three directories, that is management, PDF, and another one was probably JavaScript. But the PDF one was blank, JavaScript was restricted, and also the management. Okay, so the first thing that came to my mind when I was doing for the first time, as there is SSRF present. Okay, can we exploit LFI? That's okay. Let me show you. I take notes in Obsidian. I mean, when I do rooms, I do take notes in Sublime Text like this. And about methodologies and tools or techniques, I use Obsidian. Okay, and I looked at it to see how can I use this SSRF, and I saw this SSRF. Okay, access forbidden internal endpoint or API. Yeah, we can try to do that. If there are any internal services running, we can try to enumerate that, find that, and then we can also look for LFI. So let's try to do that first. Let's see. Okay, let's open Cyberset so we can just URL encode everything first. Let's copy this, and then what we will try to do is we will try to fetch if any files are present on the localhost, because guys, remember, the web application is running on the attack machine. Okay, we have to do that. So I can just do HTTP localhost. No, not HTTP. I think it was a file. Yeah, for to access any files, we have to do file protocol. Not I don't know if that's a protocol, but we have to do that localhost, and then, or was it? Do I have to put localhost here? I don't think so. Let's do. Wait, guys, I forgot. Let me see if did I take any notes about this. No, I don't think so. How to access files via. Yeah, file, this one I am trying. Okay, so file. Okay, yeah, this was a protocol. The file thing is a protocol. Okay, so let's try to do that. Let's see if we can get the password hash. Okay, let's URL encode this and copy this and paste it here. I think I have to put a space here. Okay, we don't need this encoding here. We can just, yeah, do this. Let's try to send this. Okay, we get bad request. What is the problem? That the server could not understand. Okay, so I tried to play with this thing. Okay, but maybe there is another reverse proxy or something firewall that is preventing us. I don't know. So LFI did not work, but another thing, we can try to pause any internal service if it's running. Okay, to do that, what we can do is, okay, let's use off. Okay, let's first stop this server. We don't need this anymore. What we will do is, guys, listen, we have SSRF, right? So we can put any URL and we can fetch the result, right? So what if we put a URL that is their internal service? Okay, let's say if I do like this, HTTP and then localhost, yeah, and the port is what we will try to pass. Okay, we will try every port here, and if we get a success code, then we know that that port is open. Maybe as from outside we cannot scan that port, our nmap did not find it, but maybe there are some internal service running on that port, so we can. And as you can see, we are sending this request from that target machine, so it can access its internal services, right? I hope you guys understand. So yeah, this is the thing we will try to do. Okay, to do that, let's do ff, and then I forgot the syntax again, probably this one, http localhost c, like this. Okay, and then, oh yeah, I remember I took note of this in the, yeah, this one, like this. Okay, okay, I have to put a u in front of that URL, and then, okay, first I have to put the whole request, right? So I have to put like this, preview.php, everything, right? Like that. Okay, so first do this. Okay, let's put the target machine IP, that is 10.481.3540, and preview.php, the parameter is URL, and the URL we are passing is HTTP. Sorry. Let's zoom this one. Localhost dot, as this is the fuzzing point, we will put our every numbers here. Yeah, I think this was right. Yeah, it's correct. Let's do the word list. Do I have to put a quotation here? Let's try that. And the word is, guys, what do I have to try? Like, we have to try each and every port from 1 to whatever is the total number of ports, that is 65,535, I guess. Yeah, to do that, as you see, we don't have a file. You can create a file with all these numbers, but to do this in shortcut, like on the run, you can do like this, sequence 1 to 65,535, and then we'll do thread. How many thread do we want to? I think it was okay, single dash. Let's run 100 threads, and we don't want any empty result. To do that, we will do like filter by size 0. Okay, let's run this. Is it running? I don't see any upgrade here. HTTP 1048. Oh, maybe I have to put the IP too. I did not put the sorry, not IP, the port number here. If we search this in browser, it automatically try to find port 80, but I think we have to mention that here. Still not working. What's happening? Let me do in the barb first. Okay, let's do it here first. Let's try to find if anything is on, I don't know, maybe a random port 1 2 3 4. We should get an error, right? Okay, copy this, delete this, paste it here. Yeah, let's send this one. Bad request, bad request. What is wrong? When I did this one before, it worked. Is it because of localhost? Is that word being filtered or blocked? Let's try 127.1. Let's try this one. It's not working, guys. I don't know what am I doing wrong now. There is a SSRF. How can we use that SSRF, right? That is the first thing. HTTP localhost. Oh, we know something is running on port 80. Why don't we try that first? Still bad request. Let's try to remove this localhost. And now, okay, something is wrong with this. Did I take any notes here? Why it's not working? Okay, guys, I'm going to pause and take a look at this. I think I'm doing something wrong here. I think I found what I was doing wrong. I put the IP address wrong. Yeah, I know. You see, I put 1048.153. It's 135. Let's try to do that, and hopefully it works. Oof, what am I doing? I put it wrong again. Sorry, guys. 135. Yeah. Now it's progress thing is running, right? Okay. So yeah, we found port 80. We know port 80 is working because that's where we found our HTTP server. But this thing, you see 10,000. When we scanned the target machine from our attack box using Nmap, we did not find any port 10,000. That is because the 10,000 is only accessible through internal network, right? And now as we are sending the request via our target machine, from our target machine, so now it can access that. So yeah, there is something running in the port 10,000. Let's try to fetch that, what is running on there. So do that. Let's do car. Okay, so we have to put everything first. 10.48 135. I hope I don't put IP wrong again. 40 put 80. The review.php, the file name. Yeah, the parameter is URL. Here we will do HTTP 127.0.0.1 port 10,000. Yeah, let's try to do this. Okay, yeah, so it found something, but it's not pretty, right? I can see some strings like API service for TryHackMe. Okay, we have to see this in our browser. We have to find a way to see this in our browser. Okay. How can we do that? We have to create a proxy, I think. Okay. So the proxy will be like this. Whatever we send to our target machine, it has to reach on port 1000 of our target machine, right? Okay, how can we do that? Maybe we can use a Python proxy. Or okay, first, you know what? First, let's try this. Okay, let's try to do this here. Okay, so let's do from port 80 inside bar. Okay, let's see. Let's do 10,000 and send. Yeah, what? Bro, what's wrong with this? HTTP 1274. I found using curl, but barb is not working. Review.php URL. Oh, we have to just encode the letter part, URL part. Okay. Is that why we are seeing the same problem again and again? Maybe. Yeah, now it works. Okay. Let's try to see this thing, how it will look, right? Let's copy all of it and let's go to online HTML viewer. We can take a better look here. Let's turn on dark mode. Let's do formatting. Yeah, so this is how it looks. Okay. Okay, so I think we can also do this in browser. Let's try to do that. Let's do this review.php URL. Yeah, I don't think we need proxy right now. Let's say 127.0.0. Port is 10,000. Okay, I had to turn off the burp. The requested URL was not found on this server. Why? What is wrong? It worked on burp. Huh? Why is not it's not working in our browser? Maybe it's because of URL encoding thing here. Let's do this. Let's copy that, paste it here. But same after the URL. We do like this. Copy. Paste it here. Forward. Yeah, not found. Let's turn off the burp. Let's open the network tab. Okay, and reload this page. Okay, so this one is a GET request. URL is http 127.0.0.1 10,000. It should work, but why is it not working? Is there a cache file right like that? Which one did we send in burp? Let's send it again. Can we get? Yeah, it works. Review.php URL localhost 10,000. Okay, let's try one thing. Let's try to see if SSRF is working from our browser. Okay, to do that, let's run a Python server again on our attack box. Yeah, let's do that and let's try to access that from here. Okay, 10 48 87 72 1 2 3 4. Do we get anything? No, we don't. So it's not working from our this browser thing. Okay, no, we don't get it. Okay, so I think we have to, I don't know why it's not working. If you guys know, you can tell me in the comment section, but we have to use burp to modify our requests. Okay, so there is a page running on port 10,000 and we can see it right here, but we have to interact with this one, so we do need to see this in our browser. Okay, do we need a proxy like that? Okay guys, I'm gonna pause real quick and I'll check. Okay guys, so I think I understand why it was not loading from our browser. So the thing is, we are trying to fetch that internal endpoint, right? Internal port, that is 10,000. Okay, but there is one thing in each request. You can see there is a part name host, right? That host we have to put the local host, that is the target machine IP, not the target machine IP. We have to put like a 127.0.0.1 like that. So now here is the thing. Here we are sending a HTTP request, right? But we cannot send the header file, that is a host name or host, inside a get HTTP request. We can't do that. So to get this page, we have to use another scheme. Another scheme, that is a Gopher. Gopher is a scheme that what Gopher does is it does not do any handshake or any connection like that. It just dumps the TCP data. Okay, raw data, it just dumps it. So yeah, we can use Gopher, and to do that, we will do like, yeah, this part we have to change. We can just do like this. Delete that and CyberChef. Let's go to CyberChef. Okay, why is it hanging? So Gopher is the scheme name, and there is some convention like how to send a Gopher request. Let me show you. Yeah, like this. You have to put Gopher and then the host and port. Then you have to put like a dash, right? And then after that you have to put the URL, that is get request. The request you have to put after that. And I said dash, but here's the thing. If this is a menu like a, I don't know, like a text menu, we have to put 0, and if this is a file, we have to put 1. But in our case, we'll have to put like a underscore thing. Okay, let's do that. Let's do, sorry, go far. Then the IP address will be our target machine, right? Let me see. This is the thing, but I don't know how I did that. I think the IP address will be the localhost. Let's try to do that. The port will be, how to send the port? Yeah, with the port. The port is 10,000, and we just want to get that page, right? Like this. But we have to URL encode this whole thing. And okay, so guys, you know, there is a line. What is it called? Line carriage, I think. And break feed, something like that. Yeah, carriage return and line feed. Sorry guys. Carriage return and line feed. Okay. So we have to put that also in front of that HTTP thing. Like, as you can see, after that HTTP thing and before that host name, we have to put that. So, okay, one thing is, okay, let's do that first. HTTP, and then, okay, you know what? Let's do it in CyberChef. Copy that. Actually, I did this room like 2 weeks ago. I kind of forgot everything. Okay, we are trying to get that main like index.php page, and HTTP is the protocol, and we have to do like this. What is it called again? Carriage return and line feed. Okay. And after that, yeah, and after that we have to put the host header file, right? So this is host like that. Yeah, we have to put localhost, that is 127. Okay, I did one thing wrong. The port will be 10,000, I think. Yeah, and 1 like this. Yeah. So this is the thing. This is the URL encoded form. But guys, let me tell you first. I tried to do this and it did not work. The reason it did not work is, you see there's this backslash r and backslash n. When CyberChef encodes this, it encodes it as a literal string. Like, it does not put a line feed. What was it again? Carriage return and line. My god, I forget this every time. Carriage return and line feed, right? So I will suggest you to use a Python script to URL encode this, and I will show you how to write that script. Let's stop this server and let's do payload dot right, and we'll need to import some things like this one URL lead parts. Let's copy that. Yeah. Okay, now the payload that we will send, payload will be what is that? Yeah, so get this part. Okay, let me just copy this from here. This is the part. Paste it here, and another carriage return and line feed at the last, like this. Yeah, so we're trying to get to the main homepage like that. This is the payload. This we have to encode this twice, I think, because yeah, because one time one time the browser will decode that, and after that when Gopher handles it, it will decode it again. So we have to double encode this. Okay, guys. So let's do that. Let's do request. So our request will be like this. It will be a format string, I guess. Yeah, let's do this. Our whole request will be get preview.php URL, and then we'll do a concatenation. Let me check again. I think I have to put Gopher here too. Gopher 127. Wait, guys, I think I'm doing something wrong here. Did I, or I don't know. Let's see what happens, right? And we'll double encode this whole Gopher thing. Okay, but I think I have to also encode this part once, but I don't know if it will work. Let's try to see. I don't remember. You have to do that again because it's double encoding. And here is our payload, right? Yeah, so this is the request, and we want to print that request. Let's see if it works. Wait, am I recording? Yeah. Yeah, so let's try this. Let's see if we get the main page. Let's send this. Yeah, it worked, but I don't see the HTML file. Let's try to do that in our browser. Okay. This part I have to delete. And I have also sent that get part. I have to delete that. Yeah, I don't see anything. But we can see our request was sent, right? Now there is another thing. You guys remember the first time we got the HTML for that page? Like this, right? You see there are two parts, right? Home and API. And if you like see the source code, you can see where this API is pointing to. As you can see here, TryBookme API. Okay, another thing, you can see this is our next.js file. You can see that underscore next. This is all of this. It indicates that this is our next.js file. Okay. Where was that? Yeah, as you can see, the home thing is just the main home page, and the API thing points to custom API. Let's try to get that thing. Let's try to. Okay, we have to change our Python script, I think. instead of just get, we'll do, okay, I think we did something wrong. We did not put that underscore get thing, right? We have to send that. I think after this we have to do a underscore, and then we have to pass in like a main payload inside gopher. Let's you know what, let's run this again after that modification. Let's see what happens. I don't think anything changed here. Let's do this. Mm, yeah. Now we get that wait, what? Unauthorized access to this system is strictly prohibited. How did that happen? Oh yeah, it's the same HTML file. So maybe here is also that thing, unauthorized access. Yeah, unauthorized. Sorry, I thought it was another response we got, but yeah, we get the same response. Okay, so the thing I was missing was that underscore. Okay, now that we know how our payload look like, let's try to change that and get that custom API endpoint. Let's see what is that. Okay, guys, I know the video will be long, but I'm trying to go through things. Like I don't remember how I did that. I forgot some parts of it. Yeah. So now we don't want to get the homepage. We want to get the custom API. Let's try to do that custom API, and everything else stays the same. Let's print the output. Copy that. Paste it here and send it. Okay. What? We just got HTTP localhost 10. What? Temporary redirect. Where are we being redirected to? Okay, I think we have to send this in our browser. No, why? Bulb is failing. And I think I did not take the whole note. The first when I was doing this, I did not take. I forgot to take notes. Maybe later I took notes. Okay, yeah. I just remembered one thing. Yeah, we cannot access. 307 temporary redirect. And as I told you guys that this is a Next.js thing. Next.js. I don't know what to call it. A server. Next.js server file. Okay. So there is a thing that is a Next.js. Let me show you. Next.js middleware. I was stuck for a very long time when I was doing this room initially for this part. Middleware restriction. So in Next.js there is a thing middleware restriction, right? So what it does is it will restrict us from visiting some endpoint and will redirect us to other page, I think. Okay, but there is a exploitation for this. If the Next.js version is vulnerable for this one, then we can try to exploit this. The exploitation, okay, let me show you. There was a CV for that. Yeah, this CV. This one, I think. Okay, let's see this one. I think this one is the correct one. Yeah. So what we have to do is we have to send another. What happens is if they are in the request, if there is a header file that is x middleware sub request, right? Then that restriction thing that was checking if in which endpoint we are trying to visit, that restriction thing does not work, right? It just gives you access to that page. Okay, so I tried some of these payload and none of them worked except this one. I don't know where is that one. I think where is that? Let's see. Yeah, I think this one worked. Yeah, in my note too, I think I'm. Yeah, as you can see, the X middleware sub request, middleware. This one works. If you want to learn more like why this happens, you can check out that CV in details. I'm not going there. I read that. I know what happens. So yeah, let's try to do that. Let's, you know what, let's add this part, this header file, and then try to get that page. Okay, so let's go to our script. Okay, so yeah, we'll do this. We have to add another header here. To do that, we'll do like let's just copy it from here and paste it there, because I have to do it faster. My laptop is like burning right. Okay, and you have to also put the connection close thing for that to work, right? So let's put that carriage return thing back. Yeah, so we changed our payload. We added another extra header file to exploit that middleware restriction thing. Let's try to print this now. Let's copy that and paste it here. Let's send it and let's see what is the difference we get. Okay, now, yeah, now you can see we get HTML, right? So I think we are now getting access to that page. Let's, you know what, let's just copy this HTML file and we'll see how it looks like. Okay, Control C. Let's delete this one. I don't think we need this now. Control V and okay. This API is currently under maintenance. Please use the library portal to add new books using this. And we get the flag. I will blur this flag thing. So you can just follow the steps and get the flag. Okay, don't be lazy or anything. But we get a credential here, right? Librarian and the password, whatever you can see on the screen. So the thing is, where do we put these credentials? As you, was there any administration page like that? Let's try to go back to our main URL, yeah, and let's try to see if there are any administration. Yeah, it's not. But as you guys remember, we were fuzzing for any internal ports open, and before that we also ran GoBuster, right, to find any hidden directory, and we found, I think, yeah, I don't have in this attack box because that attack box was frozen and terminated automatically. Okay, but I'll show you. There were 3 directories open, right? Okay, let me just run it again so you guys can see. In tower mode, do I have to put U? I don't think so. Should be 10, 40, sorry, 10, 48, 1354, and that's it. Oh yeah, I do have to put U. I'm very bad at remembering syntax, guys. And the word list will be the Derby one. And let's also look for any extension. I already ran that, but I'm just trying to show you guys again because I lost that attack box. I hope it does not take longer. Yeah, you can see. There are 3 directories we got: JavaScript, management, and PDF. PDF one is blank. I already showed you guys. Let's go to JavaScript. Not found. Let's go to management. Access denied. So we are restricted here, right? But we have been using that SSL exploit to gain access to internal services. So maybe we can also get access to this management thing, right? So let's try to do that. Okay, let's go to our payload. Let's create another payload thing. Let's call it payload 2 and do that thing. Okay, I don't think I'm going to write this manually again. It will take time. What is that? URL lib parser, I think. URL lib dot parse. Yeah. And then we have to send get the body. Let's call it body. Okay. Body will do let's do get. get, and after that we will try to get to management. And then you know what, let's complete that full URL thing. Okay, let's do like HTTP, and yeah, no, we don't need to put that whole thing though. What should be the payload? Management, then HTTP 1.1. There was a slash. Okay, let's just do this. Guys, how do I get the management directory? I'm getting confused right now. Maybe we just do normal get management dot index dot p slash index php. And we don't need another host header. Do we need that? Let's put that too. Host will be localhost. Like this. Okay, we also have to put the port number, right? Now guys, remember, don't put the port number 10,000 here, right? The 10,000 thing was for that page, like that API page. This is the management from our main, I don't know how to say it, like that main page at the beginning, what we found, right? That is running on port 80, the main web server that we can access from outside. So this is that one. Okay. Okay, so we are restricted here because we are trying to access from outside, but right now we are trying to create a request that will try to access it from inside. That's why we are putting that host to localhost, and we will exploit that SSRF to do that. Okay, so let's try this body first. Let's try, and I will modify if anything goes wrong, and then the payload will be, sorry, the request will be, you know what, let's just put whole request here, HTTP. No, not HTTP, we have to put get HTTP, get, and then probably index.php. No, not index.php. We have to do preview.php, right? Because that's where our SSRF is, and URL parameter. And after that, we'll do a concatenation, and we'll double encode that URL, the body, right? So we'll do URL lib dot parse dot code. Do the same thing again. And encode the body. I think this will do. Let's try to print that. The only problem I'm having is that I cannot access from my browser. Right. Okay, I think I did something wrong here. I have to put a gopher here. I did not put that. Right, guys? Let's check. How can I check? Okay, you know what? Let's take a look at our previous payload. Yeah, I have to put that gopher thing, right? Yeah, let's do that. And I don't think I have to put a port number here. The host, that host part does not contain port, I think, or maybe without it, it will work. And after URL, we have to put the gopher, the main scheme we are trying to use. Okay, so let's gopher, and then we'll do our IP, that is our localhost. I mean, not our localhost, from perspective of that target machine, that localhost. The port number is 80, guys. I already explained why you have to put 80, not the 10,000. Remember that. And then we'll do a get. No, not get, that underscore part, and that get part will come from our body. Okay, after double encoding. Okay, let's try to run this. I hope it works. Payload2.py. Why so small? Okay, because our header file was smaller this time, we did not use that x middleware thing, right? Let's try to see what we get from here. Let's go to our burp and let's do this. Wait, why? Oh, sorry, my bad, guys. I did the whole thing copied again. Yeah, and let's put a space here. Guys, as you can see, what is being decoded here, right? What? Okay, just remove that and inspector from an inspector. After decoding, as you can see, we are getting gopher, our localhost port number 80, and after the gate, as we are trying to retrieve a text-based menu, I think management dot slash index php, right? And then we are sending our header file, that is host. Okay, so let's wait, let's send this, remove that inspector thing. Let's see what we get. Okay, yeah, so we get a response. Let's try to see how it looks like. Unfortunately, I don't know and I don't want to set up our browser right now. So we have to manually like copy paste this one inside that online HTML viewer. Let's see. Yeah, so inside that management, on that management endpoint, we get another login page. Now, how can I do an SQL injection here? Like I have to manually post my username, password, and I already tried basic SQL injection. It did not work. But remember, guys, our main intention is to use that credential we received, right? That librarian thing. Okay, so let's try to do that here. But we have to check how this request is being sent. Like how is our username and password being sent there? Okay, so let's try to see what happens. As you can see, the method is post method. Our username is being sent and password is being sent. There is no captcha, nothing, just normal basic thing. Okay, so let's try to do that. Let's change our payload again. Let's call it payload 3. And I'm not going to do that same thing again. Let's just, okay, but I have to do right manually because this time it's a post method, guys. So we have to do something different, right? So let's try to import url lib parser. Was that url lib? What url lib.parse? Yeah. And then the body, we have to do that body. Okay, so there will be, guys, remember this is the post request, right? And in a post request there is first thing like that header files everything, and after that there is a body in a post request, right? And inside that body we have to send our username and password. Okay, so our body will look like this. Username, wait, I have to, yeah, inside quotation, I think username equals to whatever the username is and password whatever the password, right? Okay, so I have when I was doing this room initially, I took note of that credential, as you can see here. So let's put our username from here. Let's copy that. I have copied that and then paste it here. Guys, I'm showing you how you can do that whole payload scripting thing. So that's why it's taking so long. Let's see. Okay, it's been more than 1 hour. Let's see. And the password is like this. Let's copy that too and paste it here. So this is the body. Okay, we have to send this after our header file. So let's call it header or payload, if anything you can call it. And let's do this. Okay, so sorry, I forgot equal sign. Okay, inside nano there is one thing that I don't like. I mean, in case of Python, you have to maintain that indentation, right? You cannot just mix up space and tab. So let's do a tab here and then we will send our header. Our header will be nothing but this part here. I'm going to copy paste this. I'm going to explain to you what's happening here. First, let me copy that thing and paste it here. You know what? This will cause that indentation problem I was talking about. Let's just copy the whole thing. I was naming it payload before. You can call it anything. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, now let me explain. So we are sending a post request to management index.php, right? And this is the protocol HTTP 1.1. This is the carriage return thing, the host thing that I was sending before too. Now, as we are saying a post request, we have to specify the content type, that is form x form URL encoded, and content length. Okay, this is the part, guys. Listen, you can also just count this whole thing and put hard code this value content length, but I'm just using length to calculate this dynamically. Okay, and connection close, as you can see, and then after, inside a post request, after the header file, we have to put like a space thing, and the space thing is this, like carriage return and line feed, and after that we'll send the body. Okay, but I think we have to encode that body first. Oh no, not that body. We have to encode this whole thing, this whole payload thing, right? Yeah, and then we have to just do that. Okay, so let's just put our request. What will be our request? Our request will be like before. Let's say, let's take a look at what we did in payload 2. Yeah, this is the whole request part. Let's copy that, put it here. Yeah, I put double quote here. Yeah, so we are sending it in preview.php because that's where our SSRF is, and we're sending it via Gopher team or protocol, you can say. And the IP address is our localhost, port 80. Guys, remember port 80 we have to put, and then just we have to double URL encode the payload thing and send it there, right? So let's do URL lib.parse.quote, and again, and we are doing it on our payload, right? Guys, remember the body is already inside our payload, right? We just have to double encode this payload and just do a concatenation of this request, and then just print our request. I think this will do. Let's try. And copy this. Let's go to our burp and change this whole thing here. Yeah, and let's send this. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we get something, but I don't know what is that. We get an auth token. The only important thing I can see here is the auth token. Is this auth token URL encoded? I don't know. Let's you know what? Let's just copy this. Let's go to CyberSafe. Let's take a look. What is this auth token all about? Yeah. Okay. So this is why is URL encoded here? Okay. So this was just basic URL encoding, and after decoding, we can see this, and this is a PHP serialization, I think. Right? Let me check. Is a PHP serialized object. Yeah, and I will explain to you what all of this thing is. The 9 is the length of the character, I think. Yeah, 9 characters long, the auth token. This is how serialization is done in PHP. You can understand how it works because inside that you see this 9. This 9 is the length of character in this word validated. The important thing is the B part. This B part is the value of boolean. Let me show you. Yeah, this is the B part. This is set to 0, and this struck. I noticed this thing, and what happens if we change it to 1? What if we change it to true? Like this is a boolean, 0 means false, right? If we change it to true, maybe we get admin access or something. Let's copy this, put it here, change it to 1. Let's URL encode this thing, copy that, and now what we have to do is, you see what payload we are sending request, we have to also include this auth token there, right? So let's change our payload, content length connection. Where do we put this auth token? Let's see. But what? I did something defined that time. I don't see any. Yeah, there was a 2FA thing. Yeah, this location 2FA.php. Okay, so this auth token is being sent to this 2FA.php thing, right? So we have to send this auth token back to this location. Okay, and how can we do that? We can do we have to send a post request? No, we don't have to send a post request. We just have to get that request. get, I think, get management dot 2fa dot php. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Our payload 2 will be helpful here. Let's go back to that. Sorry guys, I did not notice this location thing. So what happens is, let me tell you what happens. After we send our username and password, as we are not in browser, we are not going to see this in real time. But what happens is that page redirects us to a two-factor authentication page, right? It is asking for a authentication, and we don't have any authentication code or something, but we saw this auth token. We, you know, changed it, we modified it to 1 boolean value, and hopefully it will now give us admin access. But we have to send this to that page, right? So what we'll do is, we will send a get request to management-index.php, and we'll also send the authentication token. How will you do that? Like this, cookie in the cookie header. Yeah, we have to just add the cookie header. So let's do. Okay guys, not index.php, because index.php was the page where we sent our username and password, right? But after that, we are located in 2fa.php, as you can see our location. But I mean, we are redirect, you can say, redirect to 2fa.php. So we have to send it to 2fa.php. 2fa.php. Sorry, I put that 2 times. And let's see, header is cookie. I'm just going to copy this thing. This is the auth token, right? Why is my auth token so small here? Is there a PHP session ID? Yeah, okay. So we also have to send that PHP session ID. I think when I was doing this thing, okay. So I was sending this, editing this in Nano, and inside Nano, if there is a long line, it just do that greater than thing. That's what here. There is also another value. Okay, so yeah, don't worry, you can do that again. So we have to send 2 things, that is the PHP session ID and the auth token. Guys, remember, PHP session ID is important here, because if we don't do that PHP session ID, our account will not be verified, right? We need to send our PHP session ID, so we are verified, because that's what will be stored in our browser, even though we are not using browser. I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, but okay, I'll show you. Let's copy this thing. This is our PHP session ID. Let's copy that, and inside cookie header, this is the, we will paste that. Okay, so do that. Is that a comma or a semicolon? Yeah, semicolon. Okay, is that only cookie? Yeah, cookie. And then we have to do the auth token, right? So auth token, is that small, everything? Yes, everything small. And we will just paste that thing we just encoded here. Yeah, let's do that. Do I have to encode all special character? Yeah, let's do this one. Paste it. Okay, then another carriage return and line feed, and after that we have to just do connection close. I don't know if this one is necessary, I just did it. Connection close. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, that's it, I think. Yeah. What is this room rated, like medium or hard? Yeah, this one is hard. It also took me like a long time, guys. I don't know how to. What was that, a notification? Yeah, I think the timer is going up. Let's add another hour to our target machine. Let's also add another 1 hour in our attack box. Yeah, now we are safe. Let's okay, I think that's it. We have to just send this one. Let's save this, and you know what, I just realized that I changed the payload to .python. I was supposed to upload that to my repo, so I have to write that script again. Whatever. I hope this work this time. No, not that whole thing, just this part. Let's go to our burp. Let's change this to that. And send this. We got something, and yeah, we got the flag. I'm not showing you the flag, but I just saw there is the flag. You can just do this by yourself, and you can get the second flag also. And guys, I know this took very long, and all these that payload.python or payload2.python, every file I will upload it to my GitHub, and I will link that with this video. If you guys have any doubt or question or anything that I could have done better or I did wrong or my explanation was wrong, I would really appreciate if you guys just tell me that. Like, I'm also learning everything. So yeah, thanks for watching.